welcome to the FHS Drama Club main stage production of That's My Cousin, a comedy by Kurtz Gordon in the 1950s, so it is okay to laugh. We request at this time that you please turn off all cell phones, pagers, and crying babies. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Sheriff Henshaw, how are you this afternoon?
Wet. Where in tarnation is all this moisture coming from, Millie? It's been raining up yonder for a whole 2 days.
Gonna clear up tomorrow, so the radio says.
Said that yesterday. That radio man's a procrastinating prognosticator.
My land, Sheriff, don't words like those ever stick in the back of your throat?
Only when I can't say 'em. What's that fool thing doing on the top of your head, Millie?
Well, it's a chef's cap, I'm cook.
Darn tootin' you are. Best in these parts. But do you really have to wear that outlandish thing to prove it?
It was one of Miss Kitty's ideas. She's just full of them. They come from just like that.
So I'm beginning to find out. I have to have a few words with her.
Regular or large economy size?
Right to the point kind of words about things she's been putting in the mail. Where is she?
Oh, she's out in the bunkhouse talking to Clem about a paint job. I think that's right now.
But I tell you, Miss Kitty, I can't paint the bunkhouse today.
Clem, you promised me you'd paint it today.
I would too, but it's raining.
Well, don't let a little thing like rain stop you.
But the paint will get wet.
Use your ingenuity.
What's that?
Skill in surmounting obstacles.
Ain't got one.
All you have to do is put the paint on upside down and it won't get wet.
Put the paint on upside down.
Naturally.
What kind of brush do I use?
An inside-out brush, of course.
Oh, Miss Kitty, you're just spoofing me again.
Hello, Sheriff Henshaw.
Good afternoon.
Pardon me, Miss Kitty. We have 3 guests arriving from Brooklyn at the Turnpike intersection in about 15 minutes. Clem better get started if he's going to meet them there by coach.
Coach, in this day and age?
Well, sure, it was one of Miss Kitty's ideas. The guests will love it.
Our very first 3 guests, actually. Can't afford to lose them. Think you can make it, Clem?
Sure, all hitched up and ready to go. I ain't carrying no guitar, though. I'll go get that right away.
Oh, and I've got a pumpkin pie waiting for me in the oven.
Thought I smelled an appetizing pungent odor.
Well, Sheriff, when you're through in here, you can come into the kitchen and grab yourself a slice. It'll be done and popping hot by then. Got a pot of coffee going, too. Oh, Miss Kitty, Sheriff wants to have some words with you. Better get out your dictionary.
Something on your mind, Sheriff?
As a matter of fact, Kitty, it's right here in my hand.
Where'd you get that? I didn't send you one.
Yes, but you sent 1,000 in the mails the day before yesterday.
You have to advertise if you expect to do business.
There's a law about putting this sort of thing in the mails, Kitty.
All businesses advertise through the mail, Sheriff.
Of course, and it's permitted, if it's honest.
And what exactly is dishonest about my brochure?
Its contents. The Uranium Dude Ranch, the wide open land of opportunity. Stake it and take it, but we get half. Ride it rough or loaf it lazy. The scope of possibilities for wealth is as broad as the horizons on the ranch itself. Go scouting for your own rich uranium vein. Geiger counters for rent or sale at the desk.
Well,
To get right down to it, Kitty, there's about as much uranium on this whole ranch as what I can cram in the corner of my left eye.
that's what you think, Sheriff, but I know different.
The closest your ranch comes from a uranium vein is 50 miles south of the most southern border.
What's 50 miles in these wide open spaces? For all we know, there could be a uranium vein running for hundreds of miles right underneath this ranch.
Wishful thinking, Kitty, but that vein proved to be a dud over a week ago.
That's not what the newspaper said 2 weeks ago.
Did you read this week's?
Haven't had time. Too busy getting the ranch in shape for the guests.
I liked it better when your Uncle Pert had it. Too bad he had to up and die and leave it to you and your cousin.
This place could have been more run down if you put wheels under it.
At least it had a He-Man air to it and a rugged feeling.
If you ask me, it's stuck. Uncle Bert couldn't have even paid guests to stay here.
From what I hear, you have a bunch of bunks begging yourself these days.
Actually, we have our first 3 guests today and possibly a 4th. And I'll bet you a new tin badge that as soon as my brochures get circulating will be be turning them away.
You won't be circulating any more brochures per order of the United States Post Office, am I clear?
Sure, fine. Suits me. Haven't any more to circulate anyway.
Good. See that you don't, or the next time I find one of these in the mail, you could pay a strict fine, a year in prison, or both.
Cross my heart and hope to perish if I do.
Out of curiosity, Kitty, where did you get the money to refinance and redecorate this place?
Now, Sheriff. Nosy.
Got it from somewhere, or somebody.
An obvious deduction. You may now shine your badge.
Hey, you! Get back in here. Since when did you become a student of choreography, Carlton?
Hello, Sheriff.
Why are you tiptoeing around, Carlton? Got a guilty conscience?
Sheriff Henshaw. Why, the way you talk, well, my boots pinch me.
Hiya, Carlton.
Hiya, Kitty.
What a fine image of a man you are, Carlton.
No, why, thank you, Sheriff. I think it's rather becoming of myself.
Becoming nauseous is more like it. Oh, for the good old days when men looked like men. And smelled like men.
Now, what's he doing here?
He came to tell me I can't put my brochures in the mail.
Why not?
No uranium.
How come?
A dud.
Gee, Kitty. Now what are you going to do with all of them?
Nothing more I can do. Mailed them all 2 days ago.
Atta girl.
Attaboy, hold it.
Gee, you got a heavy, right?
Heavy but dainty.
Huh. Dainty like a sledgehammer.
What brings you here so early in the afternoon?
This. It came this noontime.
Arriving this afternoon by special plane. Love, Dad. I thought he wasn't coming back till a week from Saturday.
That's what I thought. Now what are we going to do, Kitty?
Nothing, just act nonchalant.
Nonchalant. With my name as cosigner on that $20,000 note, I influenced my father's bank to loan you.
Think nothing of it. By this time next week, the place will be jammed to the rafters with guests searching for uranium.
And what will they do when they find out that there isn't any?
Well, we didn't commit ourselves to any guarantee.
I'd feel a whole lot better if your cousin Adele were here.
She wrote to me saying she's driving out with a friend of hers.
Perhaps she'll bring some cash or negotiable bonds to put up as security on that note.
I've got news for you, Carlton.
You have?
Cousin Adele is loaded. With personality and charm, but no cash and no negotiable bonds.
Now, Kitty, you got me into this mess, and you got to get me out of it. My father will raise holy ructions.
Calm down, you're forgetting I put my half ownership on this ranch as security on the note.
I won't make my dad any happier.
Well, maybe he won't find out about it until the first payment's due.
That will be the first thing old Sourpuss Palmer will tell him when he gets to the bank. And, Kitty, the bank will be the first place Dad will go. And if you don't make that first payment by Monday, things are going to be ugly.
Well, this calls for a little bit of strategizing.
Have an idea, maybe?
What would make a Geiger counter react the same as uranium?
Kitty, that would be unlawful. The sheriff.
Who on the sheriff? Our guests come first. Can't afford to lose them. Come on, we have plans to make.
But Kitty...
Ugh, I feel so wet I could spit. Go west, young gal, they said. You know, they should have said go wet. Ugh, I got the case of the Colorado creeps. Adele, I thought you said this was a crummy, old, run-down dude ranch.
So it was, Laura. 2 years ago when I was here. I can't believe my eyes. Why, it's absolutely charming.
Well, how long has Cousin Kitty been here?
Nearly 3 months. The minute she heard she was in error, she quit her job, packed her bags, and hopped on the train out here. I told her what to expect, but Uncle Kurt's defunct dude ranch seemed to be a land of opportunity to her.
Well, it looks like she struck it rich.
You know, I don't get it, Laura. Cousin Kitty didn't have enough money to keep body and soul together when she headed west. I've been sending her money to keep her from starving to death.
Huh. So help me, Hannah. She's discovered uranium.
Discovered what?
Look for yourself, Pocahontas.
Uranium Dude Ranch? I don't believe it. Not Cousin Kitty.
Well, you said she had a definite flair for being resourceful.
So she does, in a frightening sort of way.
Well, she can frighten me anytime she wants with that kind of resourcefulness.
There's more here than meets the eye, and it is not uranium. Her last telegram begged me to come out here to help her with assistance.
Maybe she wants you to help her mine it.
My good judgment tells me the only thing she wants to mine is my depleting bank account.
Well, maybe she's got a fairy godmother we never heard of.
You know, how she managed all this baffles me.
Well, whatever she's got, I hope she introduces me to it.
Wait, where is everybody?
Probably out mining for uranium. What's this?
It looks like a bell of some sort.
Well, why don't we hear what it sounds like? Makes me feel like a prize tepper.
Now what happens?
Probably a genie will appear with light brown hair.
Adele, oh, I'm glad to see you.
I couldn't resist your last desperate call for help.
Thanks, and do I need it?
Financial?
No, physical.
Oh, forgive me, I'm forgetting my good manners. This is my good friend Laura Hunter. You've heard me speak of her often.
Welcome to the ranch, Laura. How was your trip?
It was great. Adele and I took turns driving, and it was wonderful until we hit the rain.
All right, tell me, Kitty, before I burst into...
Did you really discover uranium?
Well, in a way I did.
Well, introduce me to some of it, will you?
I will right now. Boyfriend! Girls, this is Carlton, my uranium optograph.
How do you do?
Fine, thanks. Glad you're here. Kitty's been expecting you for several days now.
Carlton's the local banker's son.
I begin to see the light.
Huh, that figures.
You know, I never knew you had a flair for interior decorating, Kitty. This place is charming.
Thanks, but I don't. I'm much more the outdoors type. A lot of it was thanks to Carlton's decorative suggestions and a substantial loan from First Crossroads Canyon National Bank.
What did you use for security?
My half ownership on the ranch and Carlton's magic signature on the note.
That's my cousin.
I approve. Oh, how's business, Kitty?
Really well. We have our first 3 guests today, and plus, I'll tell you all about it in your room. Save the best for you, too. Thought you might want to freshen up after your trip.
Oh, our luggage is in the car outside.
Oh, Carlton will get it for you.
Certainly. Where'd you park it?
Right near the entrance. Our luggage is in the trunk compartment. And here are the keys. It's the Pontiac.
I'll have your bags in your room in no time.
Thank you.
No problem.
Tell me everything, Kitty, and don't leave out a thing.
Well, the first day I got here, I sat in the lobby and had myself a good cry, but I'm getting ready to practice ukulele.
Fine cook. Wonderful woman. Sheriff Fetchall speaking. Oh yes, this is the Dude Ranch. Oh yes, let me check. Okay, we have 4 rooms and 4 bunks available. Okay, 2 rooms and 2 bunks? All right. The best? Of course. All right, and how long do you want that? A half an hour? No, it's not a problem. All right, under what name is that? Hold on, let me write that down. Say that again? Miss Talina Gallimore? No, I've never heard of her. TV? No, I don't watch TV. Hey, no, I don't watch TV. I hate it. Sorry, goodbye. Carlton!
Yeah, Sheriff?
Just got a reservation for 4.
Oh, you did?
Sure did. Under the name of Miss Talina Gallimore.
Miss Talina Gallimore.
Ever heard of her?
Ever heard of her? Why, everybody's heard of Miss Talina Legalomar. She's the #1 gal on television. Sure, hot diggity darn, this is great.
Is it?
Amazing. Gigantic, stupendous, must tell Kitty. Get away!
TV actress, huh? Nope, never heard of her.
Sheriff Hinshaw, is it true? Is Miss Talina Gallimore staying here?
That's what the man said.
I don't believe it. Let me see it. It is.
I can't believe it.
Let me see it again.
Nope, never heard of her.
Carlton, this calls for action. Go upstairs and get the girls and tell them to come down immediately. We have work to do.
Right away.
Why do you think she's coming here?
It beats me, but it's about time I'm heading off.
Don't you want to wait and meet Miss Gallimore?
No, thank you. Pardon me. Too rich for my blood.
Whoa there!
Our guests have arrived.
Which means they come in this way, and I go out that way. Oh, Kitty, I forgot to tell you. The post office confiscated all your brochures for further investigation.
What?
Sorry.
Millie,
Yes, Miss Kitty?
will you put on some of that romantic cowboy music? Our guests have arrived.
Isn't it fun? Simply delirious.
Quite cheery, actually.
Takes the chill right out of you. It gives you that warmth of those wide open spaces.
But devastating to the epidermis, actually.
Oh, how comfortable. Try the other one.
Not too bad, actually.
Mary, listen to that music. Heavenly. So romantically sad. Has those...
Oh, welcome to the Uranium Dude Ranch. My name's Kitty Drake. I'm your hostess. Would you like to register here, please?
You girls sit down, I'll take care of this.
Like I said before, I'm Kitty Drake, your hostess.
I'm Jane Arnold. These are my two friends, Mary Cooper and Helen Kruger. We'd like a large room together, please.
We have the perfect accommodation, southern exposure, $85 per weekly. That includes a nice trip into the mountains, horseback riding, and if you're interested in trying your luck, you can always rent a guy your counter.
Interested. I'll say we are. How much are they?
$75 outright, or you can rent them for $1.50 a day.
We'll rent, won't we, girls?
Rent what?
Geiger counters.
Sure will. That's one of the reasons that we came.
Kindly register there and I'll have the 3 Geiger counters delivered to your room.
Where do I sign?
Right there in front of you.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I'm Helen Kruger.
Welcome, partner.
And I'm Mary Cooper.
Same to you.
So, is there any truth to the rumor that there's uranium deposits on this ranch, actually?
Well, the Canyon Record ran a story a couple of weeks ago claiming there are uranium deposits a little bit south of our most southerly border.
Does that mean there's uranium on this ranch too?
The Uranium Dude Ranch is more or less unexplored territory.
Next.
That's me.
But there is a remote possibility, isn't there, actually?
We can't make any guarantees, you understand.
But your ad in the New York newspaper states that we stake it and take it if we discover uranium.
That's right. You stake it, take it, and we get half.
Sounds perfectly thrilling, actually.
You're next, Helen.
Thanks. I hope the weather's clear tomorrow so we can do some riding and a little prospecting on the side.
The weatherman says clearing. I hope he's right. By the way, how long do you girls plan on staying?
2 weeks if it's exciting enough.
Oh, we'll do our best to make it so.
That's it. Now what?
May I be of any assistance? Ladies.
Are you a real, honest-to-goodness cowboy?
Can you sing and play the guitar?
How many coyotes have you killed, actually? Girls, this is Carlton Underground. He's from a neighboring ranch. You'll be seeing quite a bit of him around.
Just like the movies.
Muscles, too.
Do you ride bareback, actually?
find me more of a gentleman rancher.
Class, that's what I like.
Carlton,
Yes, Miss Kitty?
will you take the girls to their room? Number 3 with the southern exposure.
Sure. This way, ladies.
I hope the beds are comfortable.
In this kind of atmosphere, I bunk actually.
Cousin Kitty, as they say in these parts, I am right proud of you. Our room is furnished perfectly for a ranch. It has that nice western touch to it, even to the tomahawks on the wall.
Thanks. Those are some of the relics Carlton brought over. I don't know what I would have done without him.
Well, you better hang on to him, gal. You've fallen into a load of hay.
Oh, Carlton's all right in his own way. We get along.
No romance?
Well, he's tried to blossom on a couple occasions, but my mind's been so busy with the ranch, and he just hasn't hit that spark in me yet.
Well, I wouldn't go looking for the horizons, Kitty. I've never seen the grass any greener, and he's not difficult on the eyes.
Oh, Kitty, are there really Indians around here?
Oh, yes, there's a reservation a few miles from the ranch. They're the most backwoods tribe in the States. They insist on living as their ancestors did generations ago.
Pardon me, Miss Kitty. Is it true that Miss Tulina La Gallimore is staying here?
Yes, in half an hour.
This place really is catching on.
Oh, this is Millie, our cook. This is my cousin Adele and her friend Laura.
Nice to meet you both. Miss Kitty, what do you suppose I'll feed Miss La Gallimore? You suppose she eats the same things we do?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Millie, anybody who doesn't love your culinary masterpieces can starve to death.
I'd just die if she wasn't impressed. I hope you'll both like my cooking, too. Oh, Miss Kitty, I invited the sheriff up for dinner. Hope you don't mind.
Oh, not at all, Millie.
Thank you. We'll have to get back to the kitchen. It was nice knowing you.
When did La Gallimore make reservations?
When I was in your room, remember Carlton yelling good news, good news?
Oh, that's what that was.
Well, there was also some bad news.
What?
It seems the post office may have confiscated all of my brochures.
The post office? Can they even do that?
I may have exaggerated, misrepresented the ranch. They're holding them under false advertising pending further investigation.
How many did you mail out?
Well, as they say on the reservation, it cost me heap much wampa.
Well, you must have laid it on pretty thick for the post office to confiscate them.
I did. But girls, this is Clint. He's our handyman on the ranch.
Howdy.
Well, hi there. You're the first real cowboy I've ever seen.
They sure grow 'em right round these parts, don't they?
Oh, are you catching a cold?
Nope. Never get him.
He's allergic.
To what?
Girls, whenever they deliberately touch him, makes him sneeze.
Really?
It's kind of like a barometer. The more he sneezes, the better he likes you.
Really? This is worth investigating, isn't it? Hi, Bright Eyes.
Well, he's never done that before. Looks like you raped Laura.
I'm sorry.
Don't mind if I do. He's got that certain if you know what I mean. What is that?
It sounds like someone dropped a load of junk on the front porch.
Hello, dearie. It's a tough struggle, but I made it.
Welcome to the Uranium Dune Ranch.
Thank you. Are you Kitty Drink?
At your service.
Well, I'm Harriet Baker from Huntington, Long Island.
Oh, you're the woman who phoned me from Denver. What was all that noise in the background?
That was Grace and my jalopy. The old bag dropped a fender on me again. A bit of wire, a couple of nuts and bolts, and her face will be looking as good as new.
I see you brought your own Geiger counter with you.
Well, it isn't exactly a Geiger counter, dearie. It's a little invention of my own. You see, I belong to the Husband Hunters Club of Huntington, and this little gadget works on the same principles as a Geiger counter. All I have to do is subject it to a male prospect. If the bell rings, he's in the dough. If he gets a bronze buzz, he's dead. Simple as that.
Any luck?
Too many duds. And the ones who ring the bell just aren't worth the effort, dearie.
I'd
Me.
love to see it in operation sometime.
Whenever the opportunity presents itself, I'll demonstrate.
Miss Baker, this is my cousin Adele and her friend Laura Hunter.
How do you do? By the way, dearie, how's the manpower situation around here? Have any of the eligible males struck a uranium vein yet? Personally, I just can't be bothered looking for it myself. I thought it would be a worthwhile project to come out here, look the situation over, and sort of prospect the prospectors. In a way, I'm like the lilies of the field. I toil not, and neither do I spin. But I sure get around, dearie. Now, how about assigning me a sophomore? The best, of course, got to make an impression.
Gladly, will you kindly register here?
Put me where the men can't hear me. I snore like a bull, and that's definitely not conducive to matrimony.
I have just the right accommodation for you. Sign here.
Though, I wouldn't mind hitching up to a wealthy cowboy. But I never heard of a wealthy cowboy. Have you?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, well, I'll just settle for a rich rancher. Besides, dearie, who am I to be choosy? Happiness isn't everything.
Well, our first year at Happily Housed, things are picking up.
With number 4 signing up too.
Oh, good.
Well, I think I'm gonna roam around a little. You know, check things out.
Don't get lost.
Oh, I won't. And if I do, you can send Clem to look for me. And trust me, I won't be hard to find.
That's fine, Miss Baker. Are the rest of your bags outside?
All but the two under my eyes, and believe me, dearie, those bags sometimes carry bags. My, what have we here?
Hello?
Solid in a cultured sort of way. What do you do for a living, lad?
Nothing at the moment. I just finished college.
Got a job?
No, my father's a banker.
You don't say. Well, well. Too young. Come back in 5 years, dearie. Do you have any more prospects, a little more aged in the wood?
We expect more.
Welcome back, Mr. Upgraff. Have a nice trip?
Fine until I arrive back home. Is my son and that Drake girl around?
Yes, they're inside, Mr. Upgraff.
That's Dad. You got home early.
Ooh, the banker. Got to keep this in good working order.
There you are. You blasted idiot. As soon as I turn my back, you throw your money to swine. Where's your sense of responsibility?
Now, Dad. Don't get yourself too upset.
Upset? I'm furious. Living to a parched degree.
Well, I made a good investment, Dad. I mean, believe me, it did.
Good investment? You call $20,000 on this useless piece of property a good investment?
Think of the uranium possibility.
Uranium? You're out of your mind!
Now, just a minute, Mr. Upgraff.
Oh, it's you.
The swine in person. And I see no reason for you to storm in here like a stuck bull in an arena.
Stuck is right. Stuck for $20,000 on this useless piece of property, and you're the responsible party.
I entered into a legal proposition with you in good faith, and I have a note to substantiate it.
A note with my son as the co-signer and making him equally responsible for the loan.
What's the matter with that? He's over 21, isn't he?
In age, yes. In maturity, no. Coercion, that's what it is. You used your feminine wiles, turned his head and bereft him. And in a state of enamored stupidity, you led him to the bank and willed the signature on that note.
I did.
You certainly did.
Well, from now on, you can call me Kitty Cleopatra.
Listen here, young lady. I didn't come here for any facetious repartee. The first payment on that note's due a week from Monday, and it better be on the line, or I'm gonna take this whole bank from under you. I mean, uranium ranch from under you. Put a stick of dynamite to it or something. And I'll take that $20,000 out of your bank account. And don't think I won't. It'll be the first cost of lesson with the wrong kind of girl.
Oh, now, Dad. There's nothing wrong with Kitty. I mean, she's just as right as rain, and I like her.
You don't know what you lack. From now on, I'm gonna tell you what you lack and when you're gonna lack it.
Thank you, Carlton. I like you too.
You stay out of this. You caused enough trouble already.
It seems to me, Mr. Updegraff, that you're overstepping yourself.
And who are you?
I'm Adele Warren, a half owner of this ranch.
Nothing to brag about.
Well, I've only been here a matter of minutes, Mr. Updegraff, and what I've seen convinces me that this ranch will be paying proposition before long. And I'm staying on to help Cousin Kitty make it so.
Thanks, Adele.
Paying proposition is right. Right out of your purse and into the bank. And you lose the whole ranch in the bargain.
At last, a millionaire! Dearie, my name is Harriet Baker. What are you doing tonight?
Get this hag off my neck.
Don't give up hope, dearie.
I look magnificent in evening gown.
Gross.
Reservations, please, for Miss Selena Law Gallimore.
Who'd you just say?
Miss Selena Law Gallimore.
Oh no.
Miss Selena Law Gallimore.
Uppy? Uppy, you darling boy.
Ugh, keeping this place up in order takes a lot of doing. Another week on the end of this, and I'll develop a case of the clutching hand.
Is there such thing as a housemaid's elbow? Dragging this dust cloth all over the furniture takes quite a bit of coverage.
Cheer up. We'll probably be able to hire somebody else to do it within the next week.
Good. The hostess part of this job I like.
So I noticed, especially when Clem is free.
I noticed you didn't lose any time, dear, when Ken Tyler gave you the glad eye.
I find him very interesting. He's a talented young man and a great director.
So he says.
Well, it stands to reason he has to be. Selena Law Gallimore will have nothing but the best, and she gets it too.
Well, she hasn't been getting very far with Uppy. I mean, she called him every single day, and he still manages to avoid her.
I wonder what's between those two.
I'd say the remarkable Mr. Updegraff had himself a summer fling on the West Coast.
If you were having such a good time, why did you cut his trip short by a week?
The great Law Gallimore had to go on location to film a Western. That would leave Uppy without a playmate, wouldn't it?
Maybe you've got something there, Adele.
You know, I'll never forget the look on his face when she came running in screaming, "Uppy, you darling boy!"
Well, he got out of here nothing flat, and we haven't heard a word from him since.
Well, I mean, it's fun to pick up your heels in somebody else's territory, but when the object of the ruckus shows up in your own backyard, well, that's a horse of you-know-what.
What does Carlton think about it?
He doesn't know what to think. His father hasn't been talking to him. But it's giving us a nice breathing spell before that first payment's due.
Will you be able to make it?
Not unless we rob First Crossroads Canyon National Bank. That's not a bad idea. We haven't had a good Western holdup in years.
No, Kitty. Anything but that.
You mean she's serious?
What do you think? You've been here 3 days.
Yeah, I think she would.
It was just an idea.
That's what scares me, Kitty. I know what happens to your ideas when they're exposed to the light.
I think the best thing to do right now is discuss the future of the few guests that we do have.
I think we should do something especially nice for Miss Law Gallimore.
Well, I know where there's an old-fashioned razor just itching for a tender neck.
Not so tender as you may think.
The way she comes back from location, the way she bosses everybody around, you'd think she owned the place.
Considering she's a famous actress, she's all right her own way.
Genealogically speaking, she's a smorgasbord with a deadly dash of the bitters.
But very generous with the green stuff. She offered to pay me $15 more a day if I reserved the lobby exclusively for her every night from 8:30 to 10.
You didn't take it, did you?
How could I? We have their guests.
Which brings me to my point. Something has got to be done about the entertainment around here. There's not enough excitement to keep anyone here.
Well, there will be plenty of excitement for them tomorrow. Just wait and see.
Wait a minute. What are you up to?
I merely planned a nice date for the girls.
Such as...
An all-day pack trip into the mountains to search for uranium.
With no uranium anywhere in sight? What's so exciting about that?
Millie's preparing special box lunches for them.
Well, that'll help a little bit, but not that much. We need to plan something way more exciting, otherwise we're going to lose the guests we have by the end of the week.
Wait a minute, I have an idea. All right, okay. Let's have a rip-roaring dance this Saturday night.
Yeah, okay. May I have the first dance? And then we can all dance together. And let alone with all the other girls. Yay.
Why not? I can get Carlton to hire the 4 rattlers.
Well, that's great, provided they can play their instruments and dance at the same time.
They can't do that, but I have just the idea.
Go on and glow. What do we got to lose?
Carlton will hire the 4 rattlers. as long as they bring a stag line of 10 handsome men.
You are sold! Now you're talking with a meaty note. Do you think you can put it over?
Of course, the Rattlers are Carlton's personal friends. They'd do anything for him.
Go to it, Kitty. You have my blessing. A very sound and sensible idea for a change.
Carlton will be here any minute. We'll have the 4 Rattlers by the end of the night.
Do not forget the 10-man stag line. That is the most important part.
It's in the bag.
Well, now that our house cleaning chores are done, I think I'm going to go freshen up and become a hostess again.
Me too. A nice shower and a change of clothes, and I'll feel like a new girl again. Besides, I think Clem prefers to see me in a dress.
I wonder what Ken prefers.
3 days and you haven't found out? You're slipping, dear.
How did things go?
I'm sure no one saw me.
Did you spread the metal shavings where I told you?
Yeah, 10 miles above the southern border.
Perfect. Tomorrow, our guests will think they've discovered uranium.
Now, Kitty, what I'm worried about is it legal?
Why wouldn't it be legal? It's not like we're selling them anything.
Yeah, but think of the letdown they'll have when they learn the truth.
They're young. When they know it's for the good of the ranch, they'll enter into the spirit of the thing.
I hope you're right.
I always am. Oh, Carlton, I have one other thing I need you to do for me.
Oh, Kitty, not again.
Oh, no, this one is easy. I just need you to hire the 4 Rattlers for Saturday night.
Is that all?
Well, there's one other thing, but I'll tell you about it in the kitchen. Lily's prepared some fruit punch over ice. We'll sample it.
Kitty, you're up to something. I could tell by that shimmering glint in your eye.
Carlton, you say the sweetest things.
Thanks for taking me to town back, Sheriff. Just had to get that shopping done.
It wasn't a problem, Millie. I'd be happy to take you anytime.
Well, thanks, Sheriff. I'll remember that.
Millie,
Yes, Sheriff?
are you happy here?
As happy as anyone could be. Kitty's wonderful to me.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you prefer to have a home of your own?
Well, that's a wish as closest to any woman's heart.
I've been thinking about it a lot lately.
You have, Sheriff?
I sure have. In fact, I have a little place picked out for you.
Why, Sheriff, this is so sudden.
You know that place as you head into town? The little old cottage with the white rustic fence?
You mean the lovely old Miller cottage?
That's the one. You think you'll like it?
Like it? I'll adore it. It's just perfect for 2.
That's what I was thinking. Then your old decrepit Aunt Agatha can finally live with you again.
Oh. Thanks, Sheriff. I'll think it over.
Millie, I sure wish you'd stop calling me Sheriff. It's so impersonal.
Right now I can think of several things.
Why don't you call me Custard? That's my first name.
Because it sounds too much like a pudding.
Where are you going?
I have to go start dinner.
Where's Kitty? Need to speak with her.
Try the cowbell.
Women baffle me. Bet Einstein never figured them out either.
Do it one more time. Did you read, Sheriff?
Yes, Kitty, I did.
Something on your mind?
Well, a rumor has reached the reservation that uranium has been found upon your property and has caused quite a commotion among the Indians.
Don't look at me, Sheriff. The post office confiscated all of my brochures.
I'm not accusing you, Kitty, but it's my duty to warn you that under no circumstance are you to sell or rent any Geiger counter to any Indian.
It's not likely any Indian will even come to the ranch.
I'm not too sure about that. I know them better than you do.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, no Indian will even know what a Geiger counter looks like.
Good. It could cause quite a ruckus.
You can depend on me, Sheriff.
Is this a man? Or a mirage?
Miss Baker, this is Sheriff Shaw.
A real live sheriff?
Right in both cases, Miss Baker.
Oh,
her deal?
She's searching.
For what?
A rich husband.
I imagine the wives wouldn't be too happy with that.
She's not searching for a married one. She's searching for a single one.
Do they go by that?
What I mean is...
Wait, never mind, Kitty. One is blessed with a certain ignorance of these things. Call me if any Indians bother you.
Did you enjoy your trip into the mountains today?
As a matter of fact, Theory is a little strenuous for a person like me in her old age.
Did the girls come back with you?
Yes, they're in their room freshening up a bit. I should be doing the same, but I just haven't the energy.
Did Clem take you to the hidden lake?
Yes, it was beautiful, worth every effort of the trip.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
But no men.
What was that?
I said no men. I was under the impression that the West was just full of brute-sized men, just panting at the sight of a curvaceous feminine pulchritude. And what do I find? A few specimens of the weazened variety, alarmingly deficient in finances.
Well, don't give up hope yet, Miss Baker. The shank of the week is yet to come.
Not that I wish to appear corny, dearie, but thank you very much. I think I'll head back east at the end of the week.
Oh, you'll change your mind before then, I think.
How?
Hi.
Me Bigwin. She star like my squaw.
How do you do?
How?
How?
You got jigger counter for rent?
Yes, we have Geiger counters for rent.
Okay, Bigwin take two. One for squaw. She look for geranium too.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bigwin. That is your name, isn't it?
Me, Bigwin. Born when heat big storm come. Much wind, me cry loud. Chief name me, Bigwin.
Interesting.
How much wampum to rent jigger counter?
I'm sorry, I'm only permitted to rent Geiger counters to guests.
Guests? How you mean guests?
I'm only permitted to rent Geiger counters to people staying at the ranch.
Okay, how much wampum to stay as guest?
$150 a person weekly.
He plenty much wampum. Cheaper she stay in stable with horses?
Those are rates.
Bigwin think big chip here.
Those are rates, and we don't change them.
Bigwin come back. Bring heap much wampum.
Is he a real Indian?
Yes, he's from the reservation a few miles from here.
Out here in the West, it only takes one feather to make an Indian. In the East, it takes headgear down to your waistline. I'd better write my sister a few lines before she wonders if she come with me.
There's a journal in the
Are your legs stiff? Mine not. Mine feel like they don't belong to me. Mine are numb too, but it was worth it, actually. The scenery was beautiful and the hidden lake out of this world. It was the most gorgeous spot I ever saw. Just like Shangri-La. Oh, utopia. Heavenly. Divinely relaxing, actually. I hate to see the days end here. The nights are so deadly and devastating. No men. What about the two extras in constant attendance to Tonina? That's the rub. They're too constant. I heard she's forbid them to talk to any of the common guests. It's too bad about her. Who does she think she is? The great Talina Gallimore, actually. Kent Tyler has definite possibilities. The most you'll get from him is a polite nod, while Gallimore has him on a leash. There's no point in our staying another week. We might as well head east for Brooklyn. There's more cowboys and bigger thrills at Coney Island than there are here. And I always thought the West was full of masculine muscle men just waiting in ambush for some daring young ladies to enter their territory.
You and me too, dearie.
I'll never go see another Western movie again. It's merely a bubble of pure imagination that doesn't exist, actually.
We'll stay till Sunday. There's no point in our staying another week.
Oh, but there is, girls. The week is tomorrow you go prospecting for uranium in the mountains.
Now you're talking my language. Where do we go?
A little bit north from our southerly border. That's close where the rumors were of uranium deposits a few weeks ago.
You mean there really is uranium in that area?
Well, if it's there, it's up to you to find it.
Oh, we'll find it if it's there, actually.
I only hope you girls do. So are you gonna go, Miss Baker?
No, not me, dearie. I have other plans.
Oh, and on Saturday, we're going to have a good old Western dance with the famous Four Rattlers furnishing the music.
That's swell. But what about the men? Do we dance with ourselves?
Of course not. The Rattlers always bring a stag line of 10 handsome men.
Hot diggity dig! That sounds more like it. The prospect is divinely delicious. I never had a choice of men in my life, actually. But it will take more than a dance to keep us here. What we want and crave is excitement.
Just be patient, girls. Things are just beginning to roll. You may get more excitement than we wanted.
Impossible.
Stick with me, and I'll guarantee you thrills beyond your wildest imagination.
Do you know of any thrills beyond your wildest imagination?
Not offhand, but give me some time and I just might.
Have you one, Helen?
At the moment, I wouldn't dare to, actually.
That last scene you rehearsed today is all wrong, Kent. It will have to be changed.
There's nothing wrong with the way it's written, Selena.
Then it's the way you directed it.
The script is well motivated and it progresses towards the objective, and I've directed it with that clearly in mind.
Oh, I suppose it's my acting that's at fault then. My interpretations of the scene.
Exactly. You overplay it, and that's why you don't feel dramatic undertones. You're loud and boisterous, and the simple texture of the scene is rent by your blatant interpretation.
Well, coming from you, that's quite a gem. I've forgotten more about acting than you'll ever know. And let me remind you, Kent, Tyler, that you were a nobody, and I mean a complete nobody in TV until I pulled you up by your frayed bootstraps and made you the name that you are today.
And by that same token, Selena, darling, I made you the success that you are today, and don't you forget it. I'm the best director that you've ever had.
Director? You flatter yourself. You couldn't direct traffic in a telephone booth.
Pardon me, but this is where I come in. This is also monotonous and repetitious and stifling. I wonder where I left my yard and half a cigarette holder.
Darling, don't you remember? You left it on the parapet in the castle. You were using it to pepper the queen with spitballs.
Nobody but could be so dull and boring, actually.
Charlatan! No one gives me the cold shoulder or leaves the room without my permission. I'll show them who I am. No one dares to cross me. I'll have them put out. Bag and baggage.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Selena. There are paying guests here, too.
Well, they won't be after tonight. I'll take over all the accommodations in the place if it costs me a fortune.
I doubt if management will go along with you on that.
Oh, no? I'll show you.
This will get you nowhere. Think you and I had better talk this situation over alone?
That's all for today, boys. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock sharp.
Thank you, Miss Gallimore.
Good night, Mr. Gallimore.
I'll take Poodles.
Certainly, Mr. Gallimore.
Did you have a rough day, Poodles, darling?
You'll have a rougher day tomorrow if you don't get to the mood of that scene and play it right. I'm getting tired of doing retakes.
You're tired. What do you think I am? Belittling me with all those retakes? Making me look like an amateur in front of the whole company?
My directing wasn't the cause, it was your performance. There's something on your mind that's bothering you. What is it?
There is nothing on my mind.
Or in it either. The way you handled yourself on location today, you can't fool me, I know you too well. There's something gnawing at your peace of mind. What is it?
Well, it won't be gnawing at my mind much longer.
Whom are you calling?
Uppy, the worm. No one upstages me, not even in social life. Oh, hello, Uppy, darling. This is your blossom of sunshine, Helena. I missed you, you darling boy. Oh, but darling, the bank can't keep you that busy. How long will I be here? Oh, about 3 more days, and then we go back to Hollywood to finish the picture. You what? Now listen, Uppy, I'll not be trifled with any longer. You be here tomorrow night or else. If he thinks I'm going to let a banker go back on a promise, he's vastly mistaken. I have a little memory test to give that lad.
Maybe he'll play hooky.
Well, if he does, I'll go over to his house and stink up the place like it never smelt before.
Hello, Mr. Tyler. Did you have a good day on location?
It could have been better, Miss Warren, but c'est la vie. There's always tomorrow.
The director's life must be very fascinating. It's just so full of glamours.
I'm afraid the glamour's in the eyes of the beholder. And where are you bound?
Oh, I thought I'd take a little stroll before the others got ready for dinner.
Do you mind if I come along?
Not at all.
On second thought, I think this way would be a much more peaceful route. I just witnessed a storm got in the foyer a few moments ago.
I thought I felt a draft.
Miss Gallimore had a busy day, and a peaceful walk's just what I need at the moment.
We scarcely get any time to talk to you. Miss Gallimore demands so much of your time.
Unfortunately, it's part of the contract while we're here on location, but it's not been my choice.
What do you know? There's nobody here. This is the first time we've had this place to ourselves. Not a bad-looking joint.
Keep your eyes peeled for Gallimore. We're not supposed to associate with any of the guests.
At which, I'll never get tied up on location with her again. We were supposed to be supporting players, and what are we?
A couple of TV extras playing the role of an entourage for LaBelle Gallimore. I'm getting fed up to here.
How do you think I feel carting around that hunk of cotton stuff wig called Poodles? When I signed on to this TV picture, it was understood I was to be a supporting player, a bad man of the West. What's the matter with that guy, Ken? Doesn't he think we can act?
We can play circles around those two playing the tough part. But did we get a chance? No. Ken wants to see us act in something else first.
Temperamental directors are all alike. You gotta show them what you can do before they cut you a break.
But how does a guy get a chance to show himself?
That, my lad, is the eternal question on the tongue of every young actor who hopes for the golden opportunity. Say, this is luxury, Bert. Go on over. Try the other one.
Don't mind if I do. This is a bit of all right. Don't say a word to me for the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna enjoy this bit of restful bliss.
All right, but keep one eye open for Talina, Tigress. If she catches us here, we'll be in the central eye of a hurricane.
Now this is what I want you boys to do.
Oh, Kitty, do you ever run out of ideas?
This is for the good of the match. The girls want to experience the thrills of the West, and you two are going to give it to them.
Us? How?
You two are going to stage a gold hold-up right here in the square tomorrow at 8:30 sharp. I'll have everyone in here by that time.
Do we actually rob them?
Of course, you have to make it look like the real McCoy.
I'm pretty sure that's a felony.
Not the way we're going to do it.
We'll all end up in jail, Kitty. I just know it.
It's just a prank, and we'll give everything back to them later on.
This may not be as simple as you think it is.
There's nothing to it. I had just the right pros and props for you hidden in the last bunkhouse. Come on, I'll show you.
Kitty, something tells me I should increase my health and accident pay.
I think I'm actually gonna like this. Never got to act like a big bad man of the West before.
Now's your chance, both of you. Let virility ooze from every pore.
Did you get a load of that little plot?
I sure did.
It's the best script I've heard in years.
Just our dish.
Come on, man. We got plans to make.
Okay, partner. If it's bad men of the West they want, we'll serve it to them.
Right, 2 bad men coming up.
You said it. We'll show that Ken guy we're not chicken.
Yeah.
Now it is time for a 10-minute mandatory intermission. The Drama Club has provided some refreshments and treats for you guys to purchase. There's also a Club Cougar raffle table for you guys to win the chance to get 4 tickets to Club Cougar. Please follow me. How? And welcome back. And now enjoy the second part of That's My Cousin.
Whoa. What a delightful surprise.
Hello, Mr. Tyler. Did you have a good day on location?
Much better than yesterday. Selena was a bit more manageable. We finally got through the most difficult scene in the script. From now on, it's just background shots, then close-ups.
Does that mean you'll be leaving soon?
Yes. Probably sometime late Sunday afternoon. But what's this I hear about some of the guests discovering a uranium vein today?
Oh, they went on an all-day pack trip this side of the southerly border and picked up very positive reportings on their Geiger counters.
Well, I wish them all the luck in the world.
So do we. If it isn't a dud, then we get half. But the last bit of action that fizzled out last week wasn't that great, so I'm not building too high of hopes that anything sensational will come out of it.
No, that's a catchy dance number.
It sort of fits it, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Shall we?
Have to.
The girls are so thrilled with their discovery this afternoon. Even Clem appears to be genuinely excited. Do you think it's the real McCoy?
Honestly, I don't know what to say at this point, Laura. The less I say, the better, I think. All we know is that there was rumored to have been uranium deposits a little bit south from our southerly border.
Well, the girls have verbally formed the company the Stake Takers. Oh, and Jane actually stopped by the assayer's office this afternoon, just to determine the amount of uranium present.
She didn't. She couldn't.
Why? It's the policy of the ranch to stake it and take it, isn't it?
I know that, but does she have to be so hasty about it?
Well, why should you object? The sooner the better you have.
I just have a feeling that maybe it's a dud.
Kitty? Is this another one of your ideas?
Of course not. It's just there's a difference between being thrilled about something and being disappointed. This isn't the way it was supposed to be.
Kitty, this is one of your ideas, isn't it?
You must know. Yes.
All right. How'd you do it?
I had Carlton spread metal shavings on a likely spot a little bit north of our most southerly border.
Kitty, what are you going to do when they find out it's a hoax?
It isn't a hoax. It's their thrill for the day.
Kitty, did it ever occur to you that they might not see it the same way you do?
Well, they wanted excitement, and we gave it to them.
Human nature is a speculative thing, Kitty. No one knows how the other fellow is going to react.
I never thought of it that way.
My advice is to get ready for the bomb to burst.
It's right here and it's ready.
Sheriff Henshaw, what brings you here?
2 things. The first is that alleged claim to a uranium find on your property at 3 p.m. this afternoon.
Think nothing of it. It's probably just a dud. You know how the other rumor was.
That was legitimate, dud, Kitty. Yours isn't.
And what makes you say that?
I had one of my men go down there and check the place out.
Did he enjoy his trip?
He certainly did. He returned with a handful of metal shavings.
Good for him. I didn't know those grew in these parts.
Don't get facetious with me, Kitty. This is a serious thing.
How serious?
Serious enough for the law to step in if any malicious act is perpetrated.
Could you be hung for it?
The punishment is hardly that severe. But what I want to know is, did you or did you not, in person or through an accomplice, spread or cause to be spread upon that locality metal shavings to cause a positive reaction by a Geiger counter of any shape or form?
Gee, Sheriff, that was a mouthful.
Answer the question, Kitty.
Miss Kitty Drake regrets that she cannot answer that question at this time.
What? Why not?
The Fifth Amendment, you know.
No, we don't know.
To answer the question at this time may tend to incriminate her.
Who are you?
At the moment, her legal advisor.
We'll all be a toad-swallowing reptile.
And a very good one, no doubt. Come, Kitty, we have some important matters to discuss.
See you later, Sheriff.
You certainly will.
Oh, Sheriff Henshaw, what was the other thing I brought you by?
Here she comes now.
Good evening, Sheriff. Did I keep you waiting long?
My, Kitty, but don't we look pretty tonight?
Thank you.
You get prettier every day.
If that's the case and I were a man, I think I'd do something about it.
Well, maybe I will. Oh, get your coat.
You needn't bother, Sheriff Henshaw. Any man who hasn't the strength to carry through the kiss is too weak to carry a lady's coat. No wonder they call you Chicken Hunt Henshaw.
Boy, women sure do know how to throw water over your heart. And then tie it into little knots.
You darling boy. I was just this minute trying to get you on the phone. I was getting worried about you.
Well, I was, a little detained. Thank you, madam, my dear.
I think you're a real old meanie to let that nasty vile bank keep us apart.
Careful, dear. People might see.
Well, let them. I'm not ashamed of my ardent affection for you and your great interest in my career.
But they wouldn't understand. People are so quick to misinterpret. Besides, I've only been a widower for 2 years.
But, darling, there's no stigma attached to a banker being an angel. Broadway is full of them.
Why don't you go to Broadway and find yourself one?
Because I want you to be my angel, Effie. I want you to have the honor of backing my first Broadway play. Why should I allow some insignificant banker I don't know or care about sponsor me and make $1 million or so for himself?
As much as that.
Sometimes more.
Don't do that. I mean, it's so undignified for a person of your dignity. Isn't there someplace else we can talk this Broadway matter over more confidentially?
Let's go to the game room. We can be assured a certain degree of privacy there.
Well, good. I'm becoming more and more interested in your great actors. $1 million more, you say?
Fortunes are made on one production if it's a hit play.
Well, how does one come in possession of a hit play?
Oh, you just leave those minor details to me, Effie. As a matter of fact, I have an option on a play that will be the biggest hit in theatrical history. It's a darling script and will make $1 million. That is if I start it, of course.
Ah, naturally, Julia. Naturally.
All right, Kitty, if the sheriff asks you any questions, I want you to play dumb.
Why is it every time I try to plan something, I put my foot in my mouth?
Well, I don't know, Kitty. Maybe it's just because you're gifted that way. But don't you worry, your batting average is still high. And you never know. Some good may come of this tale.
Oh my God.
Is something wrong, Miss Baker?
Nothing's wrong with me, dearie, that a good swift kick in the right place won't cure. Where was I when uranium was discovered? Out in the crowd putting a few new bolts in greasy?
Cheer up, we're going on another all-day pack trip next week.
The only all-day pack trip I expect to be taking is heading back east with Gracie.
Why is that?
I'm rusting out here with no men around.
Well, you haven't long to wait. There'll be a stagline of them here Saturday night.
It'll take more than a stag line to hold me at bay.
Oh, speaking of men, have you seen
Clem, Kitty? I haven't seen him all evening.
No, maybe he's down by the corral.
Huh. Well, I think I'll roam about until I find him.
Where is everybody? It's almost time.
Time for what?
Oh, you know, our usual evening get-togethers in the lobby.
I couldn't care less.
Oh, here's a
Great, isn't it really?
Who would have ever thought we would discover uranium?
Weed and become disgustingly rich, actually.
Now, girls, I don't wish to dampen your ardor, but you must keep in mind that just because your Geiger counters reacted, it doesn't necessarily mean you've discovered uranium.
It doesn't?
No. For all we know, you've come across some sort of worthless metal.
Calamity Kitty in the flesh.
Hardly that. According to our contract, you stake it, take it, and we get half in. There's nothing I could use more right now than a big, juicy bankroll.
I would give half of my life if I could walk into the smartest store in New York and buy what pleased me without looking at the price tags.
Personally, I could stand to have some of that green stuff rub off on me, actually. Too bad you didn't come along with us today, Harriet. You could be part of the stake takers company we're forming.
It seems my lot theory that when grand expectations are formed, I never meet up with Dame Fortune. It's always her daughter.
So that's why so many fabulous things happen to Hollywood stars.
There you are, Adele. I was wondering where you went.
Oh, Mr. Tyler and I have had the most delightful stroll. He's telling me all the Hollywood secrets and they're fascinating.
But I haven't been able to convince Miss Warren that it's just as phony as it is fascinating.
Adele, I'm disappointed in you.
I know it's not all glamour.
It's not that. It's such a waste of evening when two such fine young people as yourselves can take such a lovely stroll, but the moon's so round and full, and turn addressing each other as Mr. Tyler and Miss Warren. Seems the man on the moon must have had a night off.
That's your fault, Adele.
It is not. You didn't have to try.
Oh, but I did. I asked you to look at the moon and... What did you say?
I said it was like a huge spotlight.
Precisely. And from then on, we're in Hollywood.
Personally, I think you two should have a retake.
Sounds like a good plan to me. And this time we'll call a moon a moon. What do you say, Adele?
I couldn't have said it better myself, Kent.
What's this? Another company on location?
Mr. Big One, what brings you here?
Big one come back. Bring you much more. Get uranium. Get rich.
I'm sorry, but we can't accommodate you.
You know what, Wampum?
As a matter of fact, I could use a whole bale of it right now.
Big one stay for nothing, maybe.
Hardly that. It's just, we're all out of rooms.
Big one no care about rooms. Big one and squaw sleep in stable with horses.
We're all out of Geiger counters, too.
Okay, big one wait for jigger counter.
So, now what do I do?
What is the meaning of this? Indians are supposed to be on the reservation.
Suppose you tell them that.
Okay. Now see here, you two. What are you doing off the reservation?
Big one now, big guest.
Impossible. It's not allowed.
Big one pay Wampum. Big one stay.
Now listen here, big one. You better blow up on out of here before Big Banker call Big Sheriff.
Big one no go back to reservation before get jigger counter and uranium.
Yeah. You and your dimwit ideas are responsible for this. Making fools out of your guests by spreading metal shavings around to get positive reactions out of the Geiger counters is one thing. But getting the Indians involved is asking for real trouble.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do. And if you to refresh your mind on the subject, you can go down to the assayer's office first thing in the morning. I'm sure they'll be happy to meet you.
You mean this was a fake? A hoax? We've been taken in, actually?
You've been taken in, all right, but not for long. By Monday, I'll have this whole place cleared out. It will be a day of great rejoicing for you. Stick 'em up! All of you!
You heard of reach for the sky!
It's about time you boys got here.
Come on, get up there!
Try not to overdo it.
Good reach, sister!
Ouch, that hurts!
Get him up, all of you! You too, Grandma.
Grandma? Why, for 2 cents I'd...
For half that, I'll let you have it. Now get over there!
What's the meaning of this?
It's a holdup, can't you see?
Hold up. A hold up. We don't have them out here in the West.
Well, you're having one now, mister.
And you, big shot, get up there with the others.
You better do what he says, Kent.
That's using your head, babe.
Come on, you two gray feathers. Get up there. Oh, no, you don't. You don't sort on
Give
that
it to
shit.
him, Bigwin, or he'll shoot you.
Come on before I blow you full of holes.
Big one know you like him.
And take hers too while I watch the others. All right, you two, now get up here with the others. Come on. Put all your valuables in this bag. You first. Put that bag in here.
You heard him. Drop it. Now get over there. Stand by the desk.
Take it easy, boys, after all.
Taking is right, and we're after all too, so get them ready before somebody gets hurt. We're after jewelry, watches, and money, so get in line, get them ready, and drop them in here fast.
Your next pop. Put your money and valuables in the bag and join the Indians.
This is the public outrage.
Then write that to your congressman. Now get over there.
Not done yet.
Hurry up, Pops.
I'm sorry, I'm just very wealthy.
I'll talk to the governor about this, and my agent too. I'm sure.
Here you are, Jesse Jane. Grandma! This is all I have.
We'll drop it. Get going, boy.
Sorry, it's all I have. Woolworths? If I knew you were coming, I would have baked you a cake, actually.
Here's mine. Boys, you're doing great.
You
What? You two are imposters? Believe me, folks, this is not the way I planned it.
What?
Oh dear, what am I saying?
Come on, get over
I
there.
won't budge until I want to. I want to.
All of you, stay put for 5 minutes. Don't move and keep your hands up.
Just do as we say, and nobody gets hurt.
I can't hold my hands up any longer. Neither can I.
Hold on just 1 minute. So you're saying you planned this all along?
Not the way it happened.
Ah! Tell it to the sheriff. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear it.
Are we just gonna stand here and let those hoodlums get away with this? Come on, let's chase in our car.
Come on, Gracie, don't fail me now. Grandma, huh? I'll show him.
Uranium Dude Ranch, good evening. The sheriff's office. You say the sheriff is on his way over. And no one's to leave the ranch until he arrives? Well, did you catch something of the holdup? Well, can you give me some idea what it's about? You're too nice. Have a good evening.
Where is everybody?
Dressing for the dance, I suppose. The sheriff's office just called.
Oh, any news on the holdup?
They wouldn't divulge any information. Just said no one's to leave until the sheriff arrives.
I'd miss a big thrill like that.
The holdup wasn't as funny as you think, Laura.
Well, if I live to be 100 in the shade, I'll never forget walking into this room and seeing Clem and Carlton sitting here in their underwear with this panicked look on their face. And the Indians, they were doing some kind of war dance around them. It wasn't until I removed the gags from the boys' mouths and discouraged the Indians that I could even figure out what happened.
Well, we're supposed to keep everything very hush-hush. We're not to talk about it except amongst ourselves.
My guess is that somebody heard your fake plans for a holdup.
How could I? The only people that knew were Clem, Carlton, and myself.
Kitty, what are we going to do about him?
I don't know. Mr. Bigwind, it's time you went back to the reservation. You've been here since the night of the holdup.
Big one no go back till get back wampum.
But that may be a long, long time.
That's okay. Food plenty good here.
The government will make big trouble for me if you don't go back.
Big one got trouble too. No wampum.
The sheriff won't like it when he finds out you're still here.
Okay, big one no like sheriff.
Having trouble?
The only time he budges off that bench is for food. He's been here since the night of the holdup.
You just don't know how to go about it. There's an act for handling Native Americans from their reservation. Just let me give it a try, Kitty.
Pleasure's all yours.
Big one like pipe.
Heap much.
Here you go, try it.
No good, no fire.
Oh, I'm sorry, Big Win. Just need some tobacco. Follow me and I'll get you a big handful.
Big one like heap much hot tobacco.
Yeah, just follow me. I got it in the bunkhouse.
Where did she come from?
It's about time Marathon. Hey, where'd you disappear to? I looked for you, but you were gone.
Oh, well. Clem and I were walking around the corral, and you will never guess what happened.
He sneezed.
Nothing of the sort. He kissed me without sneezing for once. I've made first base at last.
Where do you go from here?
Second base, I guess?
Why didn't you try for a home run?
Okay. Whoa. Clem is a man who can't be rushed. He likes to take his time.
Miss Nance, you'd better hurry. You're going to miss the stag line.
From what I've seen of the West Erie, it'll probably be a stagnant line. I'm heading back east in about an hour.
But it's not safe for you to drive alone at night.
I always make my long hauls at night. Gracie makes so much noise, she'd frighten a whole band of bad men. Come to think of it, dearie, that's my whole trouble. I'm too safe.
But what about the items you lost in the holdup? Aren't you going to wait until they're returned?
The little I lost in the holdup was worth the experience. I only regret I couldn't lay my hands on the guy who called me Grandma.
Kitty, where is Carlton? He's supposed to be here at 8 o'clock sharp with the 10-man stag line in the 4 routers.
He'll be here any minute. Carlton never fails me.
Well, he is supposed to be here at 8 o'clock, and he's going to be late.
I only wish I was as sure as recovering our valuables as I am of Carlton being on time.
Kitty, when are you going to wake up to the fact that you're in love with that guy?
Me, in love.
Well, yeah, just let some other girl come along and snatch him away from you.
I'd scratch her eyes out.
See? I told you. It's there, waiting to burst through like a gusher.
Wait, what's this about?
Laura's trying to tell me that I'm in love with Carlton.
Well, aren't you?
Thank you. I don't know.
Well, tonight's as good as any to find out.
And I must say, Kitty, you never looked lovelier in your life.
From where I'm standing, that's the most gross understatement of the evening. Judging by the way you were dressed earlier, I would have never imagined that you were actually attractive.
Thanks, Kent. Coming from an authority like you, I shall live off that glory for the next 6 months.
Good evening, everyone.
Sheriff Henshaw, how nice.
Don't soft soap me, young lady. I'm still not too sure you didn't have a hand in that holdup.
How could I? I was one of the innocent victims.
I'm not too sure about that. The latest turn in your case has made me mighty suspicious of you, Kitty. It's one of the earmarks of your wild ideas.
Sheriff Henshaw, how could you say such a thing?
Well, what is the news, Sheriff?
Well, I got a call about an hour ago from a strange voice. They told me to be here in the lobby at 8 o'clock. All the valuables will be returned then. I was assigned to assemble everyone here.
You know, I'd give anything if I could find 2 live actors who could portray those characters that held us up. They had technique, just rough and nasty enough to do the job right. They don't make actors like that anymore.
Sheriff Brown,
Right here, Mr. Upgruff.
I got your message to come here at once. What's this all about?
Well, I got a strange call saying that all the valuables will be returned to you this evening.
Well, good. What took you so long?
I'm not at all surprised. I knew that when I notified the insurance company, fast action would take place. When did they arrest the holdup men?
To my knowledge, they haven't. We don't know who they are.
Don't let it worry you, Sheriff. I'm sure the insurance people have everything well under control. I have news for everyone here, too. Mr. Updegraff, is going to sponsor me in a new Broadway play this fall. He's just so magnificent about it all. I never knew he knew so much about Broadway play business.
Now, my dear. I think you're just a wee bit prejudiced.
Congratulations, Miss Log Gallimore. I hope the play's a big success.
Oh, it will be. Miss Locke Gallimore will give me her word of assurance.
Yeah, I'll bet she has. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on the girls from Brooklyn. They should be ready by now. Excuse me.
Rather looks like we're gonna lose our favorite actress. Such catastrophe. TV will never recover from such a blow.
I bet you're glad.
You're right.
Miss Kitty, do I look alright for the dance?
You look lovely.
She sure does. Never seen her look so pretty in my life.
Well, you won't be the only one here tonight, Sheriff, who thinks the same way, too. After all, there's nothing like a stag line to give a lady some renewed hope.
Millie, all I said was that you looked pretty.
Things are sure happening here tonight.
If the pace keeps up, dearie, I may change my mind and stay another day.
What's this about our property, Mr. I could hardly expect them to keep my jewels from Woolworths.
I think it's rather exciting, actually.
All we know is that the sheriff received an anonymous phone call claiming that all the valuables lost in the holdup will be returned here tonight.
I will admit, I was a bit frightened during the holdup, but at the same time, it was the thrill of my life. I wouldn't have missed it for a ton of Woolworths bets.
It was the nearest thing to a Western movie I've ever seen, actually. Miss Kitty. Oh, Miss Kitty. Guess what just happened in the kitchen?
The toaster's working again.
No, it ain't. But the sheriff is. He kissed me.
Who did?
The sheriff.
Congratulations.
And not only that, he asked me to marry him.
Congratulations, Matt. It's about time you got around to the vital question.
He was so lovably awkward about it all. Just like a little boy stealing his first kiss.
Now, Millie. Mustn't tell tales out of the kitchen.
I always knew you were a dashing type. Now, don't you go, because you and me are going to have the first dance together.
Aren't you forgetting about the stag line?
Oh, I don't like stags. I like bears. Big, rugged kind of bears like you.
Congratulations, Sheriff.
Thanks. It was inevitable, I guess.
Yeah, there comes a time in everyone's life, you know. I hope.
Well, finally got Big One pacified. Him and his squaw are out in the bunkhouse, and they are manufacturing more smoke than a chimney.
Are those Indians still here?
Since the night of the holdup,
I thought I told them to go home.
you and I both, but they won't budge until they get their wampum.
Maybe it's better they're here. Maybe we'll get this holdup cleared up tonight.
You missed the big announcement, Clem.
I did?
Millie and the sheriff are engaged.
Well, congratulations, Sheriff, and may all your future cases be little ones.
See, I knew it would please you, Clem.
Stop it, Laura, you know why.
See, that always does it. I'm his gal. Oh, one more roundup in the corral and he's mine.
Oh, Sheriff,
Yes, miss.
has there been any report back from the assayer's office about our claim?
Now, you really don't think there's uranium on that property, do you?
Well, why not? Our Geiger counters registered a positive reaction.
I think that's because someone spread metal shavings in that area.
Well, we're not going to give up hope until we get a report back.
All right, I'll let you know if I hear anything.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Okay, folks, thank you. I think that shooting laughing exposed to the sheriff. Way to return the little dad.
Just do as you're told, we'll explain everything.
What is there to explain? A robbery is a robbery.
Well, in this case, it isn't.
Raise the price of that man. Sheriff, fix your gun. Use it on us, Sheriff. What are you, chicken?
Shut up, old money bags, or I'll cancel your account permanently.
You hear that, Sheriff?
Hey!
You threatened me,
No.
Sheriff. Use your gun,
Calm
Sheriff.
down! These men are here to return the loot, not add to it.
Well, I'm glad you realized that, Sheriff. You'll find everything taken during the holdup in that sack.
Everything?
Right.
Then why the holdup in the first place?
Wait a minute. That voice. I've heard it before.
You bet you have, but not enough places where it'd do you some good.
Do me some good.
That's right, Mr. Tyler. Where would do you some good.
I've heard that voice before too.
Ditto, but you haven't made use of it either. What do you say? Let's take him off.
Sure, timed it perfectly.
Bob and Bert, how dare you? I've never been subjected to such an outrageous demonstration in my life. Dismiss them from the company immediately.
Just
Hey, who do you think's in charge here?
I am. These men are members of my company.
Correction, you mean members of the great Gallimore retinue.
All right, boys, let's have it. What's the gag?
Briefly this in a few words, Mr. Sheriff. A dramatic bit to show our talent as actors in the presence of eminent Mr. Kent Tyler. Original script by Kitty Drake.
I smelled the essence of your heavy-handedness, Kitty.
My hand had no part in this. Not even the tip of my little finger. Cross my heart, they're not telling the truth.
Is this so?
For the most part, yes. You see, we overheard Miss Drake talk of plans for a holdup to entertain the guests. But we decided to make it the real thing and show Mr. Tyler we had what it takes to play the part of bad men of the West.
Show people are crazier than I thought.
We're sorry to put you through so much trouble, Sheriff. It was our intention to return everything an hour later, but things got rather out of hand. We got ourselves in deeper than we bargained for. So, how was it? Did we make the grade?
You know, you boys had me convinced that it was a real thing. I never realized you two possessed such talent. Why did you catch it from me for so long?
Well, we had to. You wouldn't give us the opportunity to show you we had it.
That's the trouble with all you big directors. Or for that matter, all directors. You're searching all over the world for new talent. Your heads are so high, you can't see the natural resources practically under your feet.
Such insolence! Dismiss them from the company immediately and have them brought up on charges of conduct unbecoming to an actor.
And coming from you, Mr. Gallimore, is a tribute.
Now listen, any two chaps who are willing to go through so much trouble to prove themselves deserve to be recognized. Don't you think so, Sheriff?
I certainly do. To 6 months in the county jail.
6 months? Come on, 6 years in the penitentiary. And I'll see if they get it.
Just one moment, please. Grandma, huh?
Sorry, Miss Baker, just part of the act. But to borrow a phrase, Grandma, what big hands you've got.
Don't you grandma me, you big middle-aged juvenile.
Okay, Miss Baker, okay, I'm sorry. I take it all back.
You'd better.
Put these hoodlums behind bars.
Hey, pipe down, Updegraff.
Let's not be hasty, gentlemen. There comes a time in some people's lives where they feel the compulsion to go to great lengths to prove themselves. And it is my honest opinion that this is an example of that. After all, no harm results from the overact, and it's clear that it wasn't planned with criminal intent. Boys, Apex TV Productions and I plan to stand behind you on this no matter what happens. And when things are ironed out to the satisfaction of the sheriff, I'll be sure that you two get a contract deserving of your talents.
Thank you, Mr. Tyler.
We're very grateful to you.
So, Sheriff, what do you say? It's your call.
Lock 'em up.
Hey, stay out of this, Updegraff.
I never stay out of anything. It's my civic duty. Come next election, you'll see what I do.
Yes, but come right now, and I'm in charge here. So no,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no,
No.
yes. Hey, I'm in charge here. I have the badge. It says sheriff.
At least I have a little mustache.
What did you say?
No.
Mr. Tyler, I'm afraid this crime cannot go unpunished, but I will leave these two men in your custody until Monday morning.
Thank you, Sheriff. Come on, boys.
And as for the rest of you, I'm afraid this is no time or place for me to return your items. So at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, you may present yourself at your office, and upon showing me proper identification, you may have your items back at that time.
But dearie, I may not be here by tomorrow morning.
In that case, you will have to rearrange your plans or organize a way to get your items back through other channels.
I'll answer it.
I'm so thrilled I'm bumpy all over.
I just know they'll never believe it's back east.
I feel so elated right now. I don't so much as they do, actually.
Uranium Dude Ranch. Who? Just a minute. Sheriff.
Hello? What? Where? Where? just got a call from the Assayer's office.
Yes? Go on. Do we have to know so soon, actually?
Relax. Your claim is loaded with uranium.
We're rich! Millionaires, maybe. We're the Rockefellers, actually.
This means the ranch gets half, doesn't it?
Well, according to your statement, yes it does.
Adele, we're loaded with shit. Oh, whose bank is going to take whose ranch from whom come next Monday?
Well, I guess in this instance, Miss Drake. Our bank is more than pleased to accept natural resources and natural move collateral.
That's very big of you.
Well, you know our motto, Miss Drake. A pleased patron is a steady depositor. Your account receives special attention.
Thanks. It's down to $13.14.
A temporary status, I'm sure. By the way, have you seen Carlton lately?
Not since this morning. Why?
Well, don't neglect the dear boy. He's very fond of you.
Thanks. It's mutual.
Come on, Talia. Let's go talk over private matters. Privately.
I would like your honest opinion on something, though.
What's that?
Would my name look better in 8 feet highlights or 10 feet highlights?
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, Uppy, what would I never do without you?
Dearie, is there any other possible way to get my property back before I leave?
I'm afraid not, Miss Baker. If I make an exception for you, I'll make an exception for everyone else. But I mean, a sweet, young, beautiful young woman like yourself wouldn't want to be traveling alone at night, would she?
Aw, Sheriff, you couldn't have expressed yourself better if I paid you for it. Don't know as I really want to leave right now, anyway. This place seems to be getting a lot of action lately. One never knows what may happen next.
There may be more prophecy to your words than you thought, Miss Baker.
And what do you mean by that, Sheriff Michelle?
Well, news of the uranium find will probably spread like wildfire. You'll get a lot of commotion around here soon.
Is that good?
Was the gold rush good back in the 1850s?
I didn't get caught in that rush.
The only difference will be that it'll be catching up with you. You won't be catching up with it. I'm gonna go see about those Indians.
Oh, Miss Drake, isn't this wonderful? This might be the beginning of other great finds.
Who wants to go on another all-day pack trip next week?
I do. Horses can keep me away, actually.
This time, no one's going to include me out. I'll ride that old mare Monday if I have to eat off the mantelpiece for the rest of my life.
Carlton, what's the matter?
Kitty? I'm afraid I've disappointed you.
You mean you couldn't get the 4 rattlers?
Oh, no, I got them all right. They're here now and setting up for the dance.
Then lie the down and dump slow.
They couldn't get the 10-man stag line.
How many did they lasso?
None.
Well, aren't there some men you can round up?
No, it's no use, Kitty. All the ones that can dance are already dated up.
Carlton, the girls are really looking forward to that.
I know. I told you you'd be disappointed.
Sorry, girls. Looks like no men again.
Gosh, and I was just in the mood to kick up my heels.
Yep. I was so happy I could have danced all night.
Personally, I'm raring to go, actually. Wait a minute. Why don't we manage with the men we have? I mean, there's Bob, Bert, Clem, Mr. Tyler, Carlton, and the sheriff. Why can't we drop them and make them our own stag line?
That's perfect. Bob, Bert, Clem.
Don't forget the Indian.
It's all yours, Harriet.
Anyway.
Gee, Kitty. You look beautiful. I've never seen you look so glamorous.
Thanks, Carlton. It's the new dress. Do you like it?
Well, on you it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, let's start drafting and start this tagline. I mean, we have something we're celebrating.
We sure do.
Yeah, it's not every day in your life that you discover uranium, actually.
Uranium? Kitty, where did you find uranium?
Right in the area where I had you scatter the metal shavings.
Well, Kitty, you know, that means that you'll get half.
That's right, and half can mean a fortune.
I know.
Well, aren't you happy for me?
No.
You don't really mean that, do you? But why?
Kitty, because now you'll be so rich that I can't ask you to marry me.
Well, I'm not rich yet. You can ask me now.
No, it wouldn't be the same.
You do want to marry me, don't you? Well, I'm not too proud to ask you. Carlton, will you marry me?
Well, if you really want me to, yes.
Oh, you now have yourself a fiance.
Gee, Kitty, I have.
And in front of witnesses, too. Carlton. Oh. Wow.
Wow. Congratulations, Kitty. We definitely have something we're celebrating now.
We sure do. Well, you get the four rattlers. We're ready to swing into a dance.
Sure. But Kitty, I want the first dance with you.
What a day it has been.
I know. Somebody pinch me. I don't believe it. Ow! I didn't mean it.
Well, you asked me to actually.
Girls, come see all the new men running to town. Okay.
And that's my cousin.